I just think somebody needs to remind the Rockets nothing in this series has been decided. You get 2 at home now. All that happened was the Warriors played a little better than you in both those games, but you were within striking distance in both. Obviously, in game number 1, you had a chance to tie near the end. You thought you were fouled. Fine. Last night, you had it to a one-possession game, also in the fourth quarter as well, before there was a mini spurt put on by Golden State. But I just worry that the Rockets emotionally, they have built this thing against the Warriors into everything. And last year, it was we have to get the 1 seed. We have to have home court advantage. It's the only way. And they achieved it, and they still lost. And they had the 3-2 series lead. And then Chris Paul went down. And they had built it into everything, and they still lost. And this year, they played their best basketball clearly after the first month and a half of the season. Coming down the stretch, they were hunting down the 3 seed to be able to avoid the Warriors up until the Western Conference Finals. And then they didn't, and they got them in the second round. And they built it into everything. And then they went into game number 1, and they lost. And the game went into number 2, and they lost. And I just feel like they can't get over this hump emotionally, and so it's dragging them down. Their body language is so bad. Their complaining is so loud. Their GM Daryl Morey is bringing up a game from last year, Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals, to say, yeah, see, we're getting screwed. That I just think that mentally, this team is on the verge of breakdown because it's the Warriors. If it was anybody else being down 2-0, I don't think would ruin the Rockets like this. Anybody else, I think they'd be okay. But against the Warriors, there is a mental block. They hate them so much. Now, let me be perfectly clear here. I think there's a lot to hate about the Warriors. I find it so laughable that the Warriors swagger, sashay, they dance, and they poke their finger at the opponent and say, stop complaining. It's so annoying. Yeah, well, guess what? You have had, in many ways, an unfair competitive imbalance since you lost in the playoffs. And you said instead of running it back with our guys, we're going to add one of the best players in basketball and then act like everything is fair. Oh, stop complaining. Right. Because let's just say that the Rockets, on the other hand, would beat the Warriors. And then the next year, Steph Curry left the Warriors and went to the Rockets, or Giannis left to go to the Rockets. And then suddenly, the Rockets started saying, stop complaining. Stop complaining about everything. The Warriors wouldn't exactly take it professionally if you had stacked the lineup against them and then started wagging your finger. Stop complaining about everything. Steve Kerr fake tripping over reporters. Oh, was that a charge? Oh, is that a foul? It's nice to have more talent than any team in NBA history. It's nice to barely ever be challenged in the regular season or the postseason. It's nice to rip through 3 potential championships in 3 years, knowing that nobody can stop you because nobody has that much talent, and then wag your finger and say, oh, stop complaining. Oh, gosh, stop being such babies.